While everyone is looking at Trump, Congress passes law, changes silver forever. This is going to reverse the price of silver in a very, very big way. This impacts the entire economy, and in this video, I'm going to break this down to show you silver as a safe store of wealth has literally met its match. Listen closely to this. I want you to be prepared. I don't want you to be left behind. This is from govtracks.us, and you can track any bill set before Congress on this site. You can watch the bill, you can watch the outcome of the bills. This is HR 5403. That means nothing to you, HR 5403. But check this out. The bill is titled CBDC Anti-Surveillance State Act. It says an act to amend the Federal Reserve Act to prohibit the Federal Reserve banks from offering certain products or services directly to an individual to prohibit the use of central bank digital currency for monetary policy and for other purposes. If you're new to silver stacking, then let me be the first to tell you, this is right in line with one of the most serious issues hitting us as silver stackers, because a central bank digital currency will take away cash as we know it. It will put all of the control over our financial systems, everything we buy, everything will be in the hands of a small few. And that is the opposite of what we as silver stackers, those of us who prefer to swap out our fiat currency and put our wealth into a precious metal. This is the opposite of what we are trying to do. We're trying to have wealth that we can hold in our hands, like this silver I'm holding right here. So central bank digital currency is a serious issue, and this law is exactly what we need. Let's keep going. The text says, a Federal Reserve Bank shall not offer products or services directly to an individual. Congress passed this. It may not maintain an account on behalf of an individual. It may not issue a central bank digital currency. I just love reading that. Or any digital asset that is substantially similar under any other name or label directly to an individual. It's great. It's really thorough. It also says the Federal Reserve Bank may not, a currency may not be construed to prohibit any dollar-denominated currency that is open, permissionless, private, and fully preserves the privacy protections of the United States coins and physical currency. So I'm so glad that this line physical currency is in there, because this is real money. This silver that I'm holding, this comes with a premium, but the metal that this is created from, this is physical currency. This is, if we take away everything, if you give me a pile of $100 bills, and the economy completely collapses, we take away everything, and there's nothing left. That pile of $100 bills is just paper. This silver always has value, and precious metals in general, gold always has value. So that's why this is such a pressing issue, and I really hope that this goes through the next step, of course, which is going to the Senate. I'm really eager to see if this passes. Now this says, the text says, it is the sense of Congress that the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System should not be permitted to develop, create, or implement a central bank digital currency, or use any such tool to implement monetary policy. Also, this says prohibition on central bank digital currency testing. So they can't even test it. This is great. It says, unless authorized by an act of Congress enacted after the date of the enactment of this act, the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System and the Federal Reserve Banks may not establish, check this out, they may not carry out or approve a program intended to test the practicability of issuing a central bank digital currency. They can't even test it. They can't even experiment. It really just cuts this all off. And there's a lot of movement behind this. Now, it'll directly impact silver in two ways. First, let's assume that this does not pass. Let's say it does not pass the Senate, and we have a central bank digital currency coming out as full force. If that's the case, then we better be all in on silver immediately. If that's what really is going to come down in us, then we need to be all in on silver. I don't sell silver. I'm just a silver stacker. I'm not selling you anything. I'm just telling you, as a silver stacker, I've been in this community for years. If you're like me, if you've been stacking silver for years and decades, then you know that putting your wealth in this precious metal is the safest store of your wealth. You're not relying on Wall Street to make any decisions. No corruption can impact your wealth, period. You have your wealth in your hands. Now, if this passes, I told you it's twofold. If this passes the Senate and goes into effect, we can see a serious shift in the price of silver, because many people in our silver stacking community are stacking silver with this fear of CBDC in mind. I mean, it's really a serious fear, and it's a reality. Now, when we take away that as an option, that will actually decrease the demand for silver in a big way, and that in itself will impact, just like any product. You take away the demand for any product, it's going to impact the price of silver. So this is really happening now. It's happening today. And as silver stackers, this is exactly what we need to be following. I really am happy that this exists, this site. You should check it out. It's, let me get it for you so I read it correctly. It's govtrack.us. And any bill, I mean, you just click it. You can see anything, and it's really telling you exactly what's happening. You don't have to wait for a news pundit to tell you what's happening. You could read it right there. It's right at your fingertips. So check it out. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit like and please hit subscribe. It really helps to get this information out there.